Today we get to talk about a very unique product. It's called the Revenued Business Card, and it gives you access to working capital with instant approvals and financing based on your business revenue. That's right, it's not based on your credit score, so the lending requirements may be easier to qualify for some people, especially if you have poor or bad credit or no credit built up whatsoever. I'd also like to mention up front here that this video is sponsored by Revenued, however they're allowing me to do an unbiased review. So in addition to all the neutral stuff like what it is, how it works, etc., I'll also be covering the good and the bad toward the end to help you make a more informed decision about whether this product makes sense for you and your business. With that said, let's kick things off. First up, what is Revenued? Well, it's a revenue-based financing platform that helps businesses easily access the capital they need for growth. As mentioned in the intro, instead of looking at your credit history and score, they offer business cards and credit lines based on your business revenue. What this means is that it's possible to get working capital fast. Painting the picture a little bit further here, there are actually two different parts. The first is the physical card itself, and then there's a part two called your flex line. And together, they make up your financial bundle, so to speak, and they work seamlessly together. So here's kind of how it's broken down. The Revenued Business Card is literally a physical card to use for your purchases. It's issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC, and it's powered by Marqeta on the back end for the platform. However, this is not a traditional credit card or a loan. Rather, it accesses your flex line. And what is this flex line? Well, it's an unsecured open line of credit. This gives you fast access to cash by allowing you to borrow money, up to your approved limit of course, and pay it back over time out of your sales revenue. The amount of your flex line depends on your business performance. Now, to better compare and contrast the business revenue card versus a traditional credit card, here are the two side by side with some main bullet points about what characterizes each one. On the left in blue font, we have the Revenued card, which again is based on revenue, also a factor rate, and you pay from inbound receivables, meaning your daily or your weekly sales. With a credit card, on the other hand, in orange, that is based on your FICO score. It also has an interest rate, which many of us know to be the APR, and you also pay your balances from a bank account, like a checking account, for example, as you get your statement once every 30 days or so. That's your billing cycle. If any part of that still confuses you slightly, don't worry. I promise to continue clarifying this as we move along. First, though, some basic qualification criteria to even get this card. Eligible businesses applying for this card will have at least 6 months in business, no startups. They will have a separate business bank account with 3 or more months of activity and $10,000 per month or greater in deposits. They will also have a legal structure other than a sole proprietorship, and they will have their headquarters based here in the United States. So if you're a business in need of funding and can satisfy those qualification requirements, then keep on watching because there's some pretty cool features about this card. We of course have to start with the welcome offer. Right now you can earn $500 of cash back after spending $5,000 on your card in the first 90 days. And once that welcome offer is yours, you can continue earning rewards long term at a very competitive rate, namely 3% cash back on all of your purchases with no cap or limit on how much you can earn, and also no category restrictions that you have to keep track of or activate like you would with other cards. Now for some main benefits. First, we have a very easy application and approval process. You can receive a funding decision in as little as 1 hour and access your funds within 24 hours. You'll also get access to flexible spending limits, meaning easy limit increases that can grow with your business in real time, plus the option to request an increase via the portal. Then we've got a benefit that will likely catch the attention of a lot of people. Poor or bad FICO scores are accepted for this card product, including if you have no score built at all. The reason behind this is that approvals are based on your business revenue, not your FICO score, and of course, there's no hard pull either. Continuing with the main benefits here, there are no fees, but the factor rate will still apply, and we'll get to that in just a moment. What we're discussing here though is that there are no application fees, no draw fees when you draw money from your Flex line, and also no annual fee. There's also simple online banking and support. You can use the app or the online dashboard to view your spending limit, your payment calendar and transaction history, plus more, and you'll also receive a dedicated account manager for support that you can reach out to whenever you need. Regarding those factor rates mentioned earlier, they are individualized to you and your business, and they represent the cost of basically borrowing money or drawing from your Flex line. So you will get a factor rate based on your business performance, typically between 1.1 and 1.5, and it only applies once you've started using the funds. Allow me to clarify this further with a multi-phased approach. We'll begin with how this works from a high level in a more general sense. So step one, of course, is to apply and get approved for the Revenue business card. What happens next is that Revenue buys future receivables from your business. In other words, they buy a portion of your future business revenue at a discount and give you access to working capital in return. That is your Flex line. That working capital becomes your spending limit. You then use the card to make purchases, and instead of a regular credit limit or prepaid card loaded with funds, the Revenue business card uses just-in-time funding to cover your purchases. This means it draws exactly the amount you need for every purchase from your Flex line. You only pay for what you use. In the end, you'll pay back the purchases you've made plus a factor rate on a daily or weekly basis out of the future sales of your business. Let's bring this to life a little bit more. We'll say that you own a restaurant and need to buy a new commercial grill for $17,500, but don't have the cash available right now. You decide to get the business Revenue card and buy the equipment because it is essential for the operations of your business. But rather than giving you a loan or a credit card with a defined limit, your card draws only what you need, exactly the $17.5K that you spent for the grill, from the Flex line associated with your card to cover the grill purchase individually. Then as your restaurant makes sales over the coming months, a portion of those sales, plus a factor rate, go to Revenue to pay back the amount you used. Now we'll bring this scenario fully to life. Using our restaurant example, we have the Revenue business card there at the top, and let's say your available Flex line was $75,000. The commercial grill that you purchased was $17,500, therefore lowering your available Flex line from $75K down to $57,500. After the purchase, what you now owe back from the future sales revenue of your business will be as follows. The charged amount, $17,500, plus the factor rate. Let's say you qualified because you have strong business revenue and a good financial situation for a factor of 1.1, and this may vary based on your situation. So we take the charged amount of $17,500, multiply it by your factor rate, in this case 1.1, for a total amount to be paid back of $19,250. Fortunately, that's not due all at once. Rather, you'll have your payback period or your term. So if your revenue, let's say for your restaurant, is $20,000 per week, and if your payment terms are 10% of revenue, so as an example, $2,000 in this case per week, then it will take roughly 10 weeks to pay back the full $19,250, because 10 weeks times $2,000 per week paid is 20 grand, which covers that full cost. Now that we've unpacked how this card works, let's take a look at the application process in case you want to move forward and get it yourself. By visiting the link shown here on the screen, you'll be brought to this landing page, and I'll also put a clickable version to it so you can go right to it down below in the video description, as well as a pinned comment. You'll then move on to the first step, which is extremely easy, by just entering your email right there in the text field above and clicking on submit. You'll then have a few more fields to fill out, including your first name and your last name, your DBA or doing business as name, that is the business name that your customers use to refer to you and your business, also your biz phone number and your mobile phone number. You'll then be presented with 4 simple questions. The first one is, are you a US business in operation for 6 or more months? Second, do you have a separate business bank account? Third, what is your average monthly deposit volume? Expanding the drop-down menu shows you the different options there, whether it's less than 10K, more than 10K, and all the ones all the way up to more than 100K. And then lastly, what type of business are you? With the different options right there to choose the structure that applies for your situation. You'll then click on the submit button there at the bottom. Think of all that kind of like a pre-screening mini application to make sure that you can qualify for the product. If so, you can then move on to the rest or the bulk of the true application here with 5 individual steps. You'll confirm your business information, confirm the owner information, do the e-signatures that are required, link up your bank information, which uses Plaid by the way, and lastly, to upload any required documents, which may be like a driver's license and a voided check for your business account. If you'd like to see a detailed walkthrough of the entire application plus explanations along the way, the Revenued YouTube channel itself has a great explainer video that goes over everything. You can see the link right here on the screen. I'll also put this one down below in the description that we can click on it and watch it if you'd like to see it. And once you get approved, you can then start using the card and the portal itself. And here's a little sneak peek into the portal to see how it all looks. You can see 5 different tabs going across the top in the blue menu bar there from left to right. Right now we are on the account overview tab, which is basically like the summary page. And this is where you'll end up after entering your online account credentials to log in. This first section includes things like your spending limit, your pay now balance, any pending transactions you may have, and of course your spending availability. The second tab over, called transaction history, gives you the details about your transactions, and this is with the date that the swipe or the cash draw occurred, plus a description, whether or not the transaction was cleared, that's the status column, and the amount of the transaction. You also have a search box there at the top that allows you to search through transaction descriptions using keywords, and you can also filter by date range. The third tab is the payment calendar page, which shows your payments and balances over time, both historically and your future estimates. Moving over to the fourth tab, request cash draw, this is where you literally make your request to draw funds from your flex line to use for working capital needs. Finally, tab number 5 is called Request Pay Now. You can use this screen to pay down your balance. And once you make the request, you'll see the confirmation with details of what the new balance will be, and an ACH will be set up to pull from your account. It's now time to answer the big question. Is the Revenued business card worth it? Here are my thoughts. You'll likely want to consider this card if you have strong or healthy business revenue, need access to working capital quickly and easily. Some examples may be for an equipment purchase, a renovation project, scaling a new or existing vertical of your business, etc. If you want capital without affecting your credit score, if you prefer to make repayments out of your future sales rather than taking out a loan or using other methods, if you can't get approved for or don't want a traditional business credit card or loan, or if you have a bad FICO score or no score at all. On the flip side, you probably don't want to consider this card if you don't meet the qualification criteria, you don't have strong or healthy business revenue, including if your business is in a sales slump right now, if you have good credit and don't mind going through a credit card or loan qualification process, if you can qualify for other financial products at a lower cost that still meet your needs, and if you want an everyday credit card for travel rewards and benefits. And with all that said, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit other business owners, then please help me get it in front of them by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on those notifications. Also check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten, to learn more about and see how to apply for the Revenued business card and flex line, and to view my site with a bunch of other great credit card products that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it brought you some great value. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and while you're waiting for it, always remember that you are great.